Can you
I'll take that as a grab a torch.
An audience with El. I'd have hoped to introduce you to him in less dire circumstances. But those are hard to come by these days. It's not a demand he wanted. For Mistra to... Time seems so infinite when you're young. A month is an age. Of course. Then the slate will be clean, and I along with it. If there was, I'm sure the goddess of magic and the greatest wizard who ever lived would have identified it. That remains ahead of us for now. The heart of the Absolute must be discovered before I can stop its beating. Let's save such certainty for the moment. I've never seen such a concentration of shadow magic. We must forge on, but very hard thing. I think a quick... It is the very followers of Mistra, those who call on the true weave, are expressly forbidden. Technically, of course I could dabble in such practices. I've yet to find a form of magic I'm not a born natural in wielding. As for whether I should wield it, the circumstances, I felt Mistra was watching. Now, I think it's time we moved on to lighter subjects, for we too are lost to the darkness. Was there anything else?
Don't stick about. Her torch will keep you safe. I'll keep an eye for other true souls, and then head...
I've never seen darkness like this before. It's unsettling.
I can feel the shadow's power here, but they don't seem to be harming me. The shadow curse. Do you know what this means? I must be... She loves me. She must do. You're resourceful. You'll find... Lady... Those signs we found about Dark Justician. The Dark Lady shields me. I can feel her.
Well, what's past this?
No day, no night. It's as though time itself has abandoned this place. Similar to the astral plane in some ways.
Hey, boy. You want the bone? Fetch! You see that blighter coat? Swallowed whole by the shadow curse. I bet it was pure tasty. You're the true soul we're taking to Moonrise, I'm guessing. That'll be Rizzle. Thought she'd be back by now. Oh well. The curse gets deadlier the further you go in. Talk to Kansif inside. He'll run through it. Anything for...
Something good here, I hope.
someone out there?
True soul. An honor. Did you bring the lyre? Good. We were told to expect you. Then pluck a tune, and our guide will come scuttling.
Yes, I hear them, Your Majesty, calling us their god and their guide together.
The Weaver's servant, abhorrent and captivating.
Greetings, in the Absolute's name. You have been charged with guiding us.
New flesh for you, my queen. But who are they?
Best introduce yourself. Perhaps you'll... More faithful of the Absolute. They need a guide that...
Your minds connect, and you hear a whispered voice. The Absolute. Or just the echoes of his fractured mind reverberating in the dark.
A true soul. You have more worshippers every day, Majesty. Yes. Yes. They'll do nicely.
Every step into the darkness leads us away from the crash. Cleansing awaits. Do not lose sight of our prize.
We have our queen.
And her magic.
And they are jealous of your gift, Majesty. But you gave it... No! If they wish to walk through the darkness alone, they are welcome to.
Oh, that's so.
No more demonstration.
Yes, yes. We shall go. We will wait for a time.
Excellent choice.
Still on my feet.
going on?
Me, oh my, oh my, oh me.
Lantern gives off a chilly glow, protecting all in its vicinity from the surrounding shadows. You notice a tiny pic. These fake.
Oh please, oh golly, me. This lantern only lights the way when I am hurting night and day.
The mechanism at the lantern's base would usually govern brightness, but seems designed here to crush the pixie painfully. However, the lock trapping this creature seems simple, crude even. The fuel inside must be changed relatively often.
Finally! Been trapped. Did me a good turn there, didn't you? What do I owe you? Sure I can, but will I? Yeah, sure, why not? Here, give this bell a shake. Speak the magic words and you'll get what you've earned. Protection from the shadow curse. What more could a dingus want? You're welcome.
Curious little thing.
We do get to see some interesting things. Almost makes the mortal peril worth it. Almost.
If not over, then through.
I've been pondering something, Lazel. Why is it that Githyanki have belly buttons? When they hatch from eggs?
I did not grant you permission to gaze upon my midriff.
I wasn't gazing, merely observing. Though that can hardly be said for a certain someone else. I'd rather not. That's all the same.
A map to a Githyanki crash. The further we sink into shadow, the further the crash. We pursue this path further, and I will go alone if I have. close. I can feel it. The absolute. Its power is strong here.
Playtime's over. So, perk up your ears. You and the pup have a new mission. Absolute's cult has gone and grabbed one of Zariel's assets. A devil. And a powerful one at that. They're locked up in the cult's fortress, Moonrise Towers. And you're getting him out. Questions! You're wasting my... Clause Z, section... You either mount... Sounds like an easy choice.
At the ready.
Moonrise Towers at last. We're close. I can feel it. The absolute.
Playtime. Absolute. They're locked up in the cult's fortress. Moonrise. Question. You either mount... Sounds like an easy choice to me.
Waste a step. First in my heart.
Hold close to the light and keep the shadows at bay. I'm up for the challenge. You've just got to make a little space. Ready and will.
Playtime's over, pet.
What do you want, Mizora?
Drop the attitude and perk up your ears. You've got a new mission. Absolute's cult has gone and grabbed one of Zari. They're locked up in the cult's fortress, Moonrise Towers. And you're getting him out. I'll make... Now.
Mizora's words this may be your best chance to negotiate Will out of his pact.
Oh!
Your mind links with
What are you doing?
Will relaxes, and your connection.
Interesting. Now, why should I go letting my favorite pet off his leash? Incredible. You actually think you hold the winning hand? Fine. I'll play your game. But I have Clause F, Section 9. Soulbind now. To Moon.
The more bull... Mazor... Gods. She makes a mockery of everything the blade Not a one. Fail.
A warrior? Hardly. A single lemur is worth less than a maggot. Only in swarms are they ever useful.
And I always... Thank you. But I'm not... She won't let me go without making a fuss. Not so... Father's, he made a name... Not to say I didn't develop a taste for good wine and the talent for courtly dance. Yes, Father taught me the 4 pillars of power. He reckoned I'd follow in his footsteps. First as a fist marshal, then as a duke. But a duke makes bedfellows with more monsters than he slays. But in the frontiers, there is no posturing, no diplomacy. Even if I might look like one.
That's far enough.
His thoughts invade.
My apologies. Welcome back, true soul. What news?
You'll find Zerel.
Let's hope this Zerel likes what we have to say.
Have you wondered what people will say, Will, when they find out the monster hunter is becoming a monster?
There can be no doubt. This is the place. This is where we'll discover the secret of the Absolute.
Another true soul. The disciple will want to see you through the main.
Each of us threads in her design. Even those we once called monsters.
I will not be slandered! General, you saw my reports. You know it's not my fault.
The facts suggest otherwise. You were ordered to retrieve the artifact. You failed to do so.
If I had been given drow warriors instead of goblin trash!
Oi! What?
You scrag!
Enough!
A blast of mental energy washes over you, filling the room. Your tadpole squirms, urging you to obey.
Let me make sure I understand this. You're claiming that General Thorm gave you the wrong soldiers.
Yes. No!
You blame the Absolute's chosen for your failure.
Of course it is not the General's fault.
Whose then?
The goblins. They failed me. They failed us all.
You lying little! And what would you do to those that have failed you?
They are put to death, obviously.
True.
Ultimate failure must earn ultimate punishment. Night Warden Minthara, your crime is incompetence, and your sentence is death.
No!
Make her passing slow, Disciple Zorel. Be creative.
As the General's attention shifts to you, a memory stirs. A memory of this room, and his voice raised in anger.
I'm surprised to see you again, true soul. You are here to assist and not to meddle, I trust. I would remind you that while in my halls, you obey me, just as you would any other chosen. What say you about our Minthara? It is fitting that one mad dog should judge another. Better than you know yourself, it seems. But we are here to speak of Minthara, not you. A pity, then, that her faith was so inadequate. Take her below.
No! Please! Mercy! Please!
Bye-bye, princess.
Kill the goblins, too.
What? No! You creaking old bag of shit!
I'm so sorry, my lord. She's an unbeliever outside my control.
Try again.
No! No!
Dispose of the rest as you see fit. Or better yet, let us take advantage of our surprising guest and their particular creative genius. I'm sure the results will send a clear message to the troops on the importance of discipline.
Of course, my lord. Thank you. You heard the General. The goblins are yours. Deal with them however you wish. They are yours. You can release them, kill them, or feed them to each other for all I care. Just deal with them. Here in the seat of the Absolute's power, your authority over them is complete. They will obey any command. Report to me upstairs when you're done.
Please! You gotta help me! For old time's sake! Oh, praise the Absolute! And
In another lifetime, you were greeted in this throne room like a god, not the living wreck you are now. Your disgrace has something to do with this Ketheric. You yearn to flay him until he forgets himself, as you have. With difficulty, you banish the pooling evil that bewitches your quivering limbs. Perhaps parts of you were scattered in this spire. Time to knit yourself together.
The seat of the Absolute's power, occupied by a general that cannot be killed.
We should consider helping
But his
Zara.
followers are flesh
She
and
may
blood.
be a useful person to owe us a favor. I swear you've grown since I last saw you.
What's on your mind? Oh, nothing would give me greater pleasure. Wonderful.
I sought to reach a Githyanki creche and be rid of these tadpoles. Now we stalk forgotten. I'm going to find my people.
You consider your options, knowing that should Lae'zel depart alone for the crash, she could fall to the curse.
What do you want, Miss?
Drop the apps. They're locked up in the cult's fortress. Moon. I'll. Now.
Miss, this may be your best chance to negotiate Will and your mind link.
What are you doing?
Will relaxes, and you can.
Interesting. Now, why should I go letting my favorite pet off his leash? Think again. Now, to Moon. Interesting. Now, why should I go letting my favorite pet off his leash? Now.
One day I'll catch a break.
The more bull gods. She makes a mockery of everything the blade stands for. Such an asshole. Not a fail.
Mizora certainly plays for keeps anyway.
And I always thank you, but she won't let me go without making a fuss.
That's
his thoughts.
My apologies. Welcome back, true soul.
What?
You'll find
Zorel. Fancy name. Let's put our best foot forward.
Have you wondered what people will say, Will, when they find out the monster hunter is becoming...
gods are watching
There can
me.
be no doubt. This is the place. This is where we'll discover the secret of the Absolute.
Another true soul. The disciple will want to see you through the main doors.
I will not be
The facts suggest
if I had.
Oi! What?
Use.
Enough!
A blast of
Let me make sure.
Yes.
You blame the...
Of course.
Who's then?
The goblin.
You. And what would you...
They are put.
True. Halt.
No!
Make her passing slow, Disciple Zarel.
As the General's attention shifts to...
I'm surprised to see you again, True Soul. You are here to assist. I would remind you that while in my halls, you obey me, just as you would any other chosen. What say you about our Minthara? It is fitting that one... A pity, then, that her... Take her below...
No! Please!
Bye.
What? You correct?
I'm so sorry, my lord.
Try again.
No.
Dispose... Or better yet, I'm sure the results...
Of course, my lord. You heard the General. The goblins are yours. Deal with them how they are yours. Here in this...
Please! You gotta help me! Oh, crap!
Forever dauntless.
Mind you never quiet. Moving in.
In her name.
Seems simple enough.
I'm a tad surprised you change into more comfortable garb at Camp Lazel. You strike me as a sleeps in her armor type.
It would cause too much noise during my nighttime I do not wish to alert foes of our location.
Nighttime exertions? Oh, I see. Well, considerate of you.
Queen of spiders.
I should speak up.
You were adored, Minthara. Brought up from the darkness and into the Absolute's light.
She cherished you, but it wasn't enough. You were distracted by your own desires.
Bloodlust, murder, chaos.
And most damning of all, an inability to follow orders.
I obeyed to the best of my ability!
And isn't that depressing?
You are nothing.
The drow reaches out to you psychically, connecting with you for a moment. She is infected like you, and her mind is disintegrating.
Come to observe, true soul. She is a lesson. None can rise so high that they cannot fall again. We are erasing her. Yes, your authority is great. We can learn, watching you break what little remains of her mind.
Immediately, your mind is swept into a greater vortex. Her torturers are not dominating her. They are destroying her mental defenses and exposing her to something else. The Absolute. Navigating the storm, you reach the nexus of her mind. It is a wound, bleeding raw emotion and shattered memories. But she senses your arrival.
So it is you who will end me. Make it swift, then. Anything to silence that thing. That voice. But first, let's make these bastards bleed!
Her mind fills with warmth, and she gently releases you.
Impossible. She was broken.
Let's get going.
I expected to be greeted as a hero. But the wretches imprisoned me. And tried to tear my mind apart. I didn't think anyone would come for me. Erasing my thoughts and my will. Even I could not have endured for much longer. Agreed. Lead the way.
Let's see.
With haste.
Minthara is supposed to be in a cell. You have some explaining to do. You avoided a fight this time, but bullying...
You really do have a way with words.
To the prisoners, I mean. Any one of them could be elevated to true soul. Should
so
they
gentle.
accept the absolute?
That's not how I
Then
was
I shall
taught.
have to keep them busy praying for mercy from other gods, won't I?
Cruel word.
I sought to reach a Githyanki creche and be rid of these tadpoles. I'm going to find my...
You consider your options, knowing that should Lae'zel depart alone...
to the creche.
Go on. Move. The quicker, the better.
Enjoy the view.
I last left Moonrise as a commander in the Absolute's army, obeying the voice of a god. I thought I had found a home and a purpose.
Now I leave as an exile. But you risked your life to rescue me. For that, I am grateful.
The artifact connects with her, pulling your minds together and showing her all that you have seen. The prison, your dream visitor, the protection that keeps you from obeying the Absolute and becoming a Lithid. She knows it all in a moment. Her mind reels, but is no longer clouded. She accepts the truth. She has no choice.
There is much we must discuss. Do you have a safe place to camp nearby? Goodbye for now. I will see you soon.
Very well. On my way. I have a lot on my mind.
In my years, but thought, and lest we forget, we've a devil to rescue.
What's on your mind? Would that I could. Magical.
Don't say a word. Just listen. A parasite grips my mind. The shadows curse me. But I am gnawed by an even greater torment. You. My thoughts are hallowed ground. Yet you've crawled your way in. Uninvited. I'm obsessed by the ground under your feet and the wind over your head. I see your face just before I sleep and after I wake. I ask myself, are you worthy? Shakfo Nasdu,
There is only one way for you to prove it. A fine sentiment, but I require more. We fight. I test you in battle. Dance with me. Bleed with me. Bruise me so that you might possess me. Do it then. Make me yours.
Father, are you watching?
Best me. Prove your excellence. Yes, just like that. Keep it coming. Give me all you got. Incredible. I should be humiliated. I should know the shame of defeat. I am Lae'zel. But you are just still. You were stronger. I was steel. And you were silver. You are mine. Say the words. Shak Fonash Du, source of my bruises. Speak your mind. I'm listening. I'm listening. A pleasure more carnal than the smell of a fresh kill. One day, I will achieve ascension, and I will revel in the psalms sung in Vlaakith's court. Until then, you will be my ecstasy. Exquisite, isn't it? The pain is a mutual promise branded on our flesh and bone. Inside your every wound lives my obsession. Inside my every wound lives your passion.
like you want to say the magic words, like they're right on the tip of your lips. Sorry, baby. You gotta use your brain. Ribbit, ribbit, ribbit. Ding, dang, dong. Anything you want to say? I sure love it.
What's up for discussion?
You wish to consult me?
The Shadow. But with the Oak Father's blessing, we may soon see it banished from...
What path lies before me? my feet. I have something to ask.
You wish to consult me? I was the Absolute's dagger. I remember every throat that it held me to, and every drop of blood it forced me to spill. I take no responsibility for the lives I took. I did nothing in the Absolute's name. I was merely a weapon that it wielded.
You have my sympathy. The tadpole. The Absolute. They work together like a drug. I did not feel I was compelled to act against my will. I felt ecstatic to serve. Every action seemed a deliberate choice. The best choice. Even though I could no more have resisted its commands than flesh can resist decay. Even rational minds like ours cannot reject such a powerful influence. The Absolute can make the impossible seem inevitable. I took up my oath long ago, when I swore bloody vengeance against any who defied Loth. Now, I myself have sinned against the Spider Queen. Though my faith is shattered, my oath endures. I am sworn to destroy all those who serve the Absolute. It is not noble, it is necessary. If we do not destroy the cultists, they will destroy everything. We are all that stands between this world and annihilation. A disparate collection of vagabonds and strays. Did you have anyone particular in mind? She is tolerable, but her faith in the Lady of Loss is poisonous. The Night Singer has some admirable qualities. Far more than her insipid sister. But her followers are repressed. Take the child Shadowheart. She does not even know who she is, but still manages to pity herself. The very concept of Sharan worship is self-indulgent. They would have you think every whispered word and hidden thought is of value, but it is not so. I have performed 1,000 interrogations, squeezing out the most guarded secrets held in heart, mind, and soul. I can tell you this. When the trivial parts have been whittled away and I have sifted through what remains, in most cases, a person amounts to nothing at all. I have never known anyone so ferocious and unassailable in battle, and yet so fragile and impermanent in their very being. I often think of mortality as a curse. In time, all that I am and all that I have known and learned will be lost. In time, our cities will be dust. Karlach does not seem to have such anxieties. Perhaps because she cannot afford to. She exists in the moment, and she will burn out and be gone in a moment. There is something very beautiful about that.
You wish to consult me? Admirable ambition. But you must indeed.
You need my expertise. Advancing.
Intestines throb, blood whispers.
In your name. Our enemies still draw breath.
Never a dull moment. Never wanted the easy path. I want to have a word.
Thou hast now a bosom companion. Take care that thou art not distracted on thy quest. Recall that in time, thy wheel... Dost thou require a new ally?
Still breathing, despite everything. Cursed to put my hands on everything. Very well. I need a quick word.
I hope we end up seeing our friend Raphael down here somewhere. Hell, when I was taken to his house, I was caught on... Perfect!
So, you found the seat of the Absolutes. Catherick Thorm is clearly important. It just doesn't wave after wave with hardly a breath. But each wave is a... I just hope my powers last long enough to see this through.
If you intend to stray from Moonrise while Ketherick still lives, I shall remain at camp, strategizing his downfall. As you wish.
Should mind my step. Maybe it'll bring us closer.
Speak your mind.
should all be running.
Already feeling better.
Speak your mind. I'm listening. A pleasure more. One day. Until then, you will be my ecstasy. The pain is inside your every wound lives my obsession.
I warn you, I'm exceptionally well armed. Ah, a friendly face. Oh, you are a sweet, sweet blessing, my dear. You know, I've had nothing but trouble all day. I've been accosted, chased, insulted. Look over there. Do you see that wretched little hive? Oh, I mean no offense to the Morning Lord. I simply prefer when his monasteries aren't overrun with brutish, stupid, rude Githyanki.
Brutish and rude by your wretched standards, but stupid. Chocky.
Your charming companion would call it a creche. But it was built on what remained after the Githyanki slaughtered all of the monks. I'd call it a murderous training camp.
Acutely observed on both counts.
Honestly, I was doing them a favor offering to buy one of their eggs. And how am I repaid? Attacked and run off like some transient. What? No, of course not. I was merely... Well... Look, it's just an egg. The Society of Brilliance asked me to acquire one of their roe so they can incubate it and, once it hatches, raise the spawn in their tradition.
Please, do enlighten me. What is this tradition?
The Society believes a Githyanki raised in a peaceful, nurturing environment can overcome its violent nature. I'm sure your friend would agree. A Githyanki is as likely to forsake its violent nature as a gnome is to fly. You've been sipping from the same goblet as the Society. Perhaps you'd be willing to help then, to prove your point. They may have chased me away, but surely the Gith would welcome a person with such sympathetic views to their creche. And once inside, you could simply purloin an egg.
Steal one of Gith's own. I will slit your throat for even suggesting it.
I'm not talking to you. You'll be well compensated, of course. Just bring me an egg.
At last. Hatazith!
I knew I was right about you beasts.
Can't give up now.
breeds madness.
Wretched thing, pull yourself together. Dreaming red.
This view's almost worth the walk.
Enough waiting. I crave blood.
Another step forward.
I believe we're approaching the crash. Once we're inside, let me do the talking.
Just to be clear, you're going to lead us into a nest of Githyanki marauders, and we're supposed to trust that will end well for us.
Is that a problem?
More a sign of the times, I suppose.
That's enough. On your feet.
Where are you taking us?
If this is about that weapon your friend was talking about, we don't have it and we don't know shit about it.
Silence! Move!
No. No, I'm not going in there. I won't.
Anyone want to join her? As I thought. Through the doors. Now! The captain is expecting you.
Forward, carefully. These cultists have the crash on high alert.
You can do whatever you want to us. We will stay strong in her
Within
name.
the artifact, a feeling
We shall see
stirs.
how well your faith.
Uncertainty.
Your curiosity is getting the better of you. Do not let it. Stay away from the Githyanki. They're hunting you. They want the artifact. They'll stop at nothing to take it from you.
too drunk. It's not possible.